Hello, everybody. Welcome to Maximum Libertarian right here on YouTube, X, and Rumble. As always, Dean, what should they do?
Like and smash the like button, share this to other people, and subscribe.
Absolutely. So we've got big winter weather here in the area we're located at. So, and also at the same time, we've got other things going on. Politics is not a thing that will stop because of the weather.
Nope.
So one of the first things that we're going to start off, before we start off with individuals that are coming out wanting to run for Congress or the U.S. Senate, whatever the case might be, I just wanted to start with the Mike Lindell TV. It's Lindell TV is now an official. It's you can now publicly trade it on. It's a pink sheet, so it's only $1.65 the last time I looked. And it is ticker symbol is MLMC. It was formerly Frank Speech Network Inc.
Huh.
And the thing that I just wanted to bring this up about was I remember when The Blaze was coming out, and with The Blaze, what did they say? Here's the ticker symbol. You can see it's 168. The thing about The Blaze was when Glenn Beck was trying to find different things, he was getting frustrated with Fox or he was getting frustrated with CNN. He made his own thing. And then when he tried to bring it out and put it onto major cable networks, well, since the major cable networks are owned by, Warner Brothers, Comcast, which owns NBC, and the different other spots, he got the shaft. Now I'm not the biggest Glenn Beck fan, but I think it's an interesting idea. I think it's an interesting idea that Mike Lindell is now publicly traded. Even though it's a pink sheet, I get it. It can move up. It's not like just because it's there, it's going to stay there. But what Mike Lindell has done is he went around the system because what is it? Everyone's calling him goofy, and they're calling him I know he makes wild claims and all that good stuff, but be it here or there, he's now got a television network, and I'm going to pull it up real quick. So what do you think?
I think it's a good idea to have another network, another independent voice. Always is. The mainstream media has crashed and burnt, and it's time for more and more public access to digital media. That's what I was trying to use.
Right.
That's becoming
and the thing is, guess really the thing that I wanted to really say was this is exactly what the Libertarian Party should be doing. I just pulled up Lindell TV. I think it's lindelltv.com. You can go there. You can see the different shows that he has, the different items that he sells, and all that good stuff. Now, granted, I know I'm going to go here and probably disagree with a lot of what these folks say, but that's okay. It's a different thing. And the one thing it looks good about it looks like actual shows. So if you go back up here, so let me pull her up. I get it. Me and you, we're under the barrel. We're not even bottom of the barrel. We got, little tiny camera, microphone. I'm in my basement of my house. You're in your room of your house. It's not like we have a studio. So if you really want to do stuff, the next step for anything, you've got to make yourself look professional and look good. If you look at Anthony Cumia's show, I like the background. I thought his show when he was on Compound Media before he formed with Gavin McGinnis, and I think it's Compound Censored.tv. That being said, it looks good. And that's the one thing that the Libertarian Party needs to do. They need to start getting independent voices. And we got to skirt around it. And that way we can have a spot you can go to and see libertarian voices, libertarian ideas. And I'm not saying let's have Mises ideas or the classical liberal caucus's ideas or chainsaw caucus's idea or radical ideas, but you put all the libertarians into this pot so people can see what the Libertarian Party has to offer.
Exactly. A broad spectrum of every type of libertarian, because there's not a right and a wrong libertarian. There's just a libertarian.
Right. And I think what we do is we get confused too often is we have the perfect opportunity to fight and to win. I don't believe we can't win. The reason we can't win is because we like to fight each other. We're more worried about that than anything. And then two, it's just, I don't know why we can't get libertarians don't support libertarians. You know, when we've talked about this before, when we had Matt Waters run for U.S. Senate back in 2018, I remember I talked to two really good libertarians, and I was like, so I voted for Matt Waters in 2000. This was after the election. This is in 2019.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, yeah, I voted for Matt Waters, and they're like, oh, well, I didn't vote for him because I didn't like him. He couldn't win anyway. And it was like, but that's not the point. The point's to get to 10%. You know, I have to give individuals the belief. If I go, hey, we're going to win the presidency, no, we're not. If I go, hey, we're going to win the U.S. Senate or House of Representatives, no, we're not. But you know what? We can get 10%.
Exactly. We just got to work hard to do it and stop fighting each other.
Right. So, that being said, now we've got multiple people out here now getting all wound up wanting to run for Congress in different ways.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
got first up that I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you how much you know about her. Let's pull her up now. From the wonderful state of Texas, Jasmine Crockett launches her Texas Senate run, shaking up the Democratic primary. Colin Allred has already dropped out of the race on Monday morning, but state rep was that James Talerico remains as the Democratic trying to contend for the GOP John Conyers seat. John Conyers, how old is John Conyers by chance?
I don't know. I can't look offhand, but I can tell you, it sounds like he's older.
Well, I know that, but John Conyers is one of the reasons that we should have term limits. Number one, I think term limits is, and let's look them up real quick. Talk for me a minute, Dean.
So back to what we were saying. Some of these people, it's good people getting in races. We need to start having people drop out and term limits to get out of the way. There's some people going to be running for Congress in our state, which is not a bad thing. And I'm sure we're going to go into that shortly. But, as libertarians, so I'm happy to see that. Like what I've always said, we always need to have a good quality over quantity candidate. And it seems like in our state, when we go back to Texas in a minute, but in our state, we seem to be picking a few good ones, especially one running for U.S. Senate. But, oh boy, it's been a whole day.
So, yeah, I'm pulling it up right now with his age. I'm going to just be hopefully getting it here soon.
He's ancient.
Huh?
Pretty sure he's ancient.
Well, that's not. Yes, see, he's ancient.
Just being straight.
Yeah, but no, but I think he's just an example of why we need term limits. I think people stay around. You need fresh ideas. You need fresh ideas. You need new leadership. And it makes you sound like you're trying to run these old folks out of the. He's 73 years old.
Oh, so he's not even close to Bernie, but yeah.
No, he's not, or he's not close to Trump either. So, that's grand. But what the Democrats are now doing is they're going, hey, let's go with these really far left wing people, and if they get put in there, Jasmine Crockett, I just saw today. She, of course, she's saying she's very racial, and I think it's really bad when you get into these racial discussions.
Absolutely.
She's talking about all blacks should not pay taxes, and then of course she's going to be jumping up and down for reparations. What I think really what people need to know is, yes, get reparations. We're just going to print money up, and the dollar it's already worth going down, down, down. And by doing something like that, we're just going to bring it down, down, down further, and it's going to be worth absolutely nothing. So if your whole goal is just to turn the United States into a third world country, yes, let's keep pushing it. Let's not push, hey, you can, just because you're born poor or with a single parent, or because rich people, no matter if they're rich or if they're poor, they can be greedy. No matter, and all in between, there's greediness, and then all in between, there can be people that are going to be very helpful. I don't think people understand that. They just want to have this fantasy that you just hand someone money, they're just going to rush out there and they're going to buy a big house. And you know what it's going to do? They'll buy a big house, and then the property tax will come and snag it from them.
Exactly. Taxes everywhere.
So the Democrats would quit voting for these really far left extremists.
Yep, and that's what they're going for. It's where the socialist Democrats.
Every one of them, or that's all they're doing. So, been here in the state of Virginia. I don't have it pulled up, but that don't really matter. We've got Sam Razul is now coming out saying he wants to run the 6th district, he's going to file the run for a district, but I have no clue what it is, because just like in Texas, which gerrymandered their state on behalf of Republicans, the Democrats are now gerrymandering the state to benefit the Democrats. And that's what frustrates me, because you make comments in like Facebook or X, and everyone's initial response is, well, the Republicans did it. Well, the Democrats did it. That's exactly what Sam Razul said when I talked to him and said it was a bad idea. God willing.
Sounds like he's willing to sit with us, whether it's Zoom or in his office, to discuss some stuff that we want as a Libertarian Party for him to try to bring up for bills. So.
How's that going to be?
But there's the thing. If that's the case, then what happens? He runs for that. Does he even pay attention to the people around here?
Well, he's not going to care. He's going to sit there and try to look. There's absolute Sam Razul and I. We can talk to him all day long. He's a nice guy.
Yep.
But just because you're a nice guy, don't mean you should be leading the country. His goal is Medicaid for all, which is bad news. His idea is Green New Deal. Keep pushing that. Bad news. He'll definitely get in line with gun control, but of course it'll be common sense gun control, not the gun control that's bad. And he'll probably talk about affordability. He said that democracy was under attack. Well, democracy is under attack here in the state of Virginia. In 2020, the citizens voted to put in our state constitution that there would be a bipartisan group get together to help do redistricting. And the Democrats, fighting for democracy, have went against that constitutional amendment, went against the voters and said, no, we're going to redistrict the Commonwealth for your benefit, because we're here to protect democracy, not fight.
It's for their benefit, not for our benefit.
Yes, it's exactly for their benefit. And just like when I was talking to him about ballot access, what was his statement? Well, neither party really likes ballot access. Okay.
Because
I mean, I'm going to send him the stuff about this 5-star voting. I need to go on and get it sent. I didn't do it because I wanted to see who was going to be running or who was going to win. I was hoping Maynard Keller had won, or at least showed him a little bit better. But I mean, I was happy for what he did. I mean, congratulations to Noda for winning once again, because Noda always wins, except in 2020, when something happened. But I don't know what happened in 2020. You might know something. We can't talk about it for some reason on YouTube. Maybe on the Rumble.
Razul, the thing with Razul is he can run in any any Congress district, because it's not by where you live. You can go to any district and run.
That's a great point. That's an excellent point. These individuals can pick and run. He can run into 5th, 6th, 9th.
He ain't gonna come over in red Bedford County and run because he knows he's gonna lose. He's gonna find the most Democratic area around Roanoke to run.
Well, the map that the Democrats have drawn, you will have 1 Republican and 10 Democrats.
Correct.
That so in turn they've gerrymandered and on behalf of fighting for democracy, which is a BS line. I'm tired of hearing them. And you know one thing that I'm tired of hearing, and I'm reaching out to the independent candidate because I want to pull her on to interview her. She'll be running for U.S. Senate. Now, who knows? I mean, I've looked at some of her policies and stuff, or what she's posted, and I'm not like going, oh my gosh, she's the greatest libertarian out there. I don't even, she might not even identify as a libertarian. Well, I know the chair is talking with her, just giving out feelers and all that good stuff. And
she has a positive
opinion. I'm praying that she likes the Libertarian Party, and I'm praying that she actually has libertarian ideas, because I want a candidate to run. I'm tired of having nobody in office, no one running. And I get it. You know what? This is an uphill battle, because on December 16th, I'm going to have the 6th District Congressional Convention. And just as Jim Lark, past national chair, stated to me, well, this might all change because of redistricting. And he's absolutely right. So I think what is it? We go from 6th, 9th, 5th. We're like 1, 2, 3 over on this side. I would have to look it up real quick and see it.
It's not good. It throws another curveball on what we have to do as a state too. And the feeler that a lot of the libertarians and on the FCC, and I mean, broad spectrum, like they seem to like the lady running for U.S. Senate and highly approve of her values of libertarianism.
You know where she's located?
Can't 100% remember which district she's located in, but that's where that all came from, about you can run in any district.
Right. Well, she's running as U.S. Senate, so she's got to be all over the state. And my hope is she calls Rob Sarvis, talks to Rob Sarvis, see what he did, because I'm telling you, more people stay home than come out and vote. If we can get someone who can articulate just 3 or 4 different things that the voters care about. You want me to tell you like one thing? Democrats have done a bang up job. They've gotten the affordability. We need affordability in food and housing and medical and blah blah blah. But they have been in charge of this stuff. So how many more? So we're going to hit the panic button for the people that have been in charge? Am I right? Let's hit the panic button for people who've never had any office, who have nothing that haven't been bought and sold, have sold their soul just so they could, do some insider trading that me and you would be in jail right now for.
You know what? It would actually be good if she gets the nomination and ran as a libertarian, and even won as a libertarian, because there's nothing better than a libertarian on a ballot that does good than a libertarian woman on a ballot that does good, because that seems to be a thing that we can't seem to get women to run for office, or even get heavily involved in the Libertarian Party. We're lucky we have like Jennifer who's chair and stuff like that. But honestly, take a look at it.
Yep.
So it's beneficial.
Females. We need all races. We need all, we need everybody, ages and sexes and,
Exactly. That was
Listen,
my point,
we
though.
need people out there barking, but like I said, we need the president of the United States is a carnival barker. You know, he only does so much. And one thing that Trump did poorly, and his supporters were, I think, maybe were blinded by it because they dislike Biden or whatever. But he was like, "You elect me, and I'm going to have all these prices dropped," and it don't happen. You know, and then he brings
Hello?
in policies that make the prices either stay null and void or, balance out,
Gas prices are finally going down. I think it's a lot to do with tariffs, but it 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 wasn't going fast. It's not going out fast enough for the American public to be like, "Oh, he did a good job doing that."
Correct. And that's what I think really the thing that I try to stress. So just, I'm confident, if this lady runs, look, Princess Blanding would have got my vote for governor had she had, well, I liked her gun. I liked her gun. She was perfect with guns. And then she went sideways with everything else. I still need the 80-20. That's what
a 70
Larry Sharp talks about, and that's what I believe in. 80-20.
80-20 and a far stretch 70-30.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to, I could maybe do a 70-30. But we'll have to see what issues that she's yapping about, or he, not just her. I'm laying out some stuff where I know the 6th district's it's going to be changed, and God willing, someone will step up and become the new chair. Because, like I said, I want to see fresh ideas come into it. But I've started to lay out ideas for some 6th district because this will be my last time, and I'll run for chair. There's no more, at least for a few years afterwards, because I want to be focusing on running by libertarians.
And you run for the
knock on wood. Well, that was knock on plastic. That someone steps up. I don't know if they will, but we will see. But I've got an idea for the next 2 years if I've got to play the game, because I want to see someone. When I saw what Beth Macy, she wrote that book about drugs. I can't remember what it was called. She was a newspaper writer. Michael Keaton has endorsed her. You've got her. You've got, of course, now Sam Razul. You got Ken Mitchell, who's ran before. No one's impressing me, and I want to see a libertarian run here in our area. But I'm not going to put someone out there if they don't have the money. Number one. Number two, we're just going to have to figure out ways. We are going to. I'm hoping to get affiliates up and down the I-81, so that way we can have good. So they can travel and have someone to go to, and that's what we need. We need affiliates, not hey. I would have loved to have helped Josh Huffman more. But he's 2 hours away, and then someone's like an hour away on the other side of me. Now the hour away is a lot better than 2 hours, but we need affiliates to help fill in these blanks. We had Dave Krantz run. He needed help at the polling stations. That's where it's imperative we get affiliates. I don't care about running candidates as much as I want to run candidates. Yes, but I want affiliates, for God's sake.
I agree with you. It's one of those things that we need more than anything, really, at this point.
Right. So, like I said, we got Jasmine Crockett, wild craziness. Sam Razul, not wild and crazy, but his ideas are wild and crazy, and it's not a good fit. But I would love to see libertarians or a well-off libertarian do the Mike Lindell route and form a libertarian channel, and that way we can
all benefit.
Yeah, we got to grow the party, and you got to go around. And if the media don't want to play your ads, then you force your way onto the stage.
Correctly.
Yep. Just like Ross Perot did. That's the only way you're going to get there. And I get it, like Princess Blanding and for the governor, during the governor's race, Terry McAuliffe, who, when he was not governor, said anybody that is running for governor or running for office, whatever office that is, they should be on the debate stage. When he's on the debate stage, he made sure that she wasn't up there. So her best bet was just to go there, yell at the crowd, get escorted out by the police, and no one knew who the hell was going. They didn't know who she was or what was going on because everyone ignored her.
Exactly right. And it was one day's news.
I saw her do one thing where I went, oh, they put her in a form, and that was great. But they put her on the form. So.
And running for, there's some interesting running for Congress down in Virginia Beach area. You know, I wish people luck, especially if they're trying to shake. But thank God the L is not going to ever be given to that.
So, all right. So, do you have anything else to discuss today?
Not really. Actually, you pulled the whole idea that I sent Sam result thing. I found that out earlier. I'm like, I will send that to you. Just clicking along with my recovery from my surgery and getting beat up by these antibiotics, but doing the best I can.
Right. Well, hopefully people will tune in and start getting excited. And once I know if she's going to be able to speak to us, I'll definitely let you know.
For sure. We need.
Hopefully we can get. But I'm trying to wait till after she find out what Jen says. Because I really I want to hear from everybody, but I know right now if I'm a betting man, it'll be Mark Warner, Glenn Youngkin, and if she's able to make the ballot. What's her name? Brittany Hall, correct?
Or Brandy Hall. Brandy
Hall. Sorry about that, my friend. So Brandy Hall, possibly the independent candidate, and I hope you see all three of them on the debate stage. That's who I would be betting if I was to lay my money down. I think Glenn Youngkin would be running for U.S. Senate, but we'll see.
You know what? See. Honestly, if we didn't have an independent candidate, he did a good. Call me what you want to call me, but he didn't do such a bad job as governor. Could have been a lot worse.
Once again, I'm going to take Glenn Youngkin. If I have to pick between two, I'll go, well, I guess it's Glenn Youngkin because Mark Warner said he was only going to run 2 terms because this isn't going to be a lifetime appointment. This is just a 2-term thing. And now he's running for his 4th term. So I can't give him, I'm not going to give him my vote.
Nope.
Well, he's never got my vote. The only time, and I'll say this, and I wish I would have just voted nobody, was in 1996 when he first ran for, I believe, U.S. Senate. He was going to run against John Warner, and that was the first time I ever saw Photoshop done, because John Warner took a head of Mark Warner and put it in the center of Doug Wilder and Bill Clinton, and was showing how extremely left-wing Mark Warner was. And I remember thinking I had never seen something like it. I was like, oh my goodness, this is so dirty. I can't give John Warner my vote. But I was right-minded and at the time, and well, we can't let the evil Democrat take over, so we got to go in there,
Exactly.
But now, AI, holy moly.
You can do anything.
You can take a still shot. I took a still shot. I was telling the guy, Adam Swart, if you haven't watched the interview, I highly recommend it because he talks about crowds on demand, but he's talking about AI, and I was like, my friend, he's like 83. And it was another guy, and it was just a still picture, and I typed in make 'em make out. And if you were just, if I showed that to you and you did not know, you're going to think it's two guys making out. And of course, Roy's like, oh, he didn't get upset, but I could tell he did not like it because I told him I was going to put it on his Facebook page. But if I was married and I was just pictured there with a female, you're going to start getting things. And it's like, were you making out with this lady? Were you making out with this guy? Were you doing this and that? AI is going to be dangerous. It's something that I think it's going to be dangerous, but it's going to happen. So we got to be there following it, just like with the internet, when so many people are saying, oh, the internet's not going to go nowhere. And then what happened? The toothpaste got out of the tube. We use the music industry. Napster shows up, and what happened? Oh, they can't get a damn now the music industry can't make a buck to save their life, so they're now really doing the whole raping of the artist, taking all his money. So, all right, Dean, we've hit the 30-minute mark. We're over 30 minutes. I think that's good enough for today. Yeah, and you said you had nothing else to talk about?
No, nothing else to talk about.
All right, that sounds good. So, well, that's the end of the show. We hope you enjoyed it. Dean, what should I do?
Smash the like button, share it, and make sure you tell your friends about us.
Yeah. So have a good night. And Dean, remember, I've got to turn off Rumble so don't start getting all nasty right when I hit this end screen. All right. Good night, everybody.